arrived to the house. Okay, so I keep having to tell a story time about how me and Dylan met. So this is my last time for to do it, y'all. Okay, so boom, this was the day after my birthday, so February 10th, 2022, y'all. It was a basketball game at my school, right? So boom, my homegirl used to mess with his big brother at the time, so I seen him walk in, and then I saw somebody like walking behind him, so I'm like, you know, what you call it, you know, who's that? So she like, oh, that's Wooty Woo brother you want to put on? I'm like, yeah. So she texted him and basically told him like, you know, I'm on that. So I guess the big brother was like trying to tell Dylan like is you on that with her? But I guess he was mistaking me from one of my friends. Like he pointed me out wrong, right? Mind you, I'm shy. Like even if he tried to talk to me at the game, I wasn't gonna talk to him. So when the game ended, I left immediately. Like I'm not about to wait and talk to him. Like no, that's. So it's the following week, and I see my homegirl. I'm like, oh, what's up with your brother? She was like, oh, he think you talked to his homie because your homie was in his homie was in your comments. I'm like, who's his homie? Like I don't know his homie. So I found out who the homie is. I'm like, I don't even talk to bro. So she had told me his name, and me and the brother follow each other. So I went to his brother following, and I searched up Dylan's name, and then I found his page. So I followed him. Yeah, I'm not no stalker or nothing, y'all. He keep calling me a stalker because I found his Instagram. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And so I posted myself probably like a week later, and he liked it. So yeah. So I was like, okay, I got it in the bag. I tried to look like when he first texted me, but because I forgot, I didn't find it. Yeah, so that's how I met. Oh, yeah, I don't even know about like first time we saw each other. But yeah.
Oh, you just pissed me.
So it looks like he likes it.
Bro, move.
Stop acting like you trying to grab a safe.
She was young, she was famous, and she had big dreams. But inside one car, in just 1 second, everything changed. A TikTok star was shot, not by a stranger, but while sitting with her friends. This is the true story of Nasia Turner, how a normal hangout turned into a deadly mistake. What really happened inside that car? And why was a gun even there? Welcome to True Crime Diaries, the place where we uncover shocking stories, unsolved cases, and deep mysteries from the world of crime. From real events to breakthroughs in investigation, we break it all down so you can see what really happened. Before we begin, don't forget to tap the subscribe button. Drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? Drop your thoughts as this story unfolds. Your opinion counts. These are real people, real events, and serious lessons we must not ignore. Share this video with someone you care about. It could make a difference, maybe even save a life. Let's get started. Nasia Turner was a teenage girl with big energy and big dreams. She was only 17 years old, but she already had a name people knew. Online, she was called Sia. She wasn't a celebrity from TV, but thousands of people watch her every day. She was a high school student living in California. Like many teens, she loved music, dancing, and fashion. But what made Sia different was how she shared those things with the world. She posted fun videos where she danced, got ready for her day, and showed her outfits.
Y'all ever just wake up and just decide you want to look cute today? So yeah, that's me. I don't know if it's just me, but I just do not like combing my curls out. Like I just like when they bouncy like that, but I think I'm gonna just pull them apart by one. Okay, it's cute, giving or whatever. I'm gonna do outfit of the day. I got on this right little crop top. I think that's from Forever 21. Puffers from Burlington, but it's Tommy Hilfiger. And then jeans, I got on these Kasubis. Shoes, I got on the Cherry 11. And then beanie is also from Burlington. It's a Tommy Hilfiger. And yeah. So today I'm going to be wearing this perfume right here. Security guard is asking me what perfume I'm wearing. Like, yeah, nigga. It's that good. So my auntie started selling these plates. It's salmon with the broccoli and the rice. I added some corn. And then for dessert, she had the, what is it called? Banana pudding. Yeah, I tore it down. So I just got to the Rio because my mom was getting me some pants made for my senior pictures. So we're finna go and pick those up and see what they look like. Cause yeah, you ate, sir.
Her TikTok page had over 300,000 followers at the time of the incident. Every time she smiled or moved to the beat of a song, people watched, liked, and shared her clips. Many fans saw her as a rising star. They said she was cool, creative, and fun to watch. Outside the internet, Sia was just a regular girl. She went to class. She hung out with her friends. She talked about college and her plans after graduation. Her teachers said she was active and friendly. Her classmates liked being around her. Her family was proud of how she handled fame. Even though many people knew her online, she stayed kind and respectful. She was careful not to act bigger than others. She had goals, but she stayed grounded. She did not get into fights. She didn't post rude things. Sia's videos were clean and full of good vibes. She wanted to be a makeup artist or fashion influencer one day. She even talked about starting her own brand. At just 17, Nasia had the heart of a dreamer, the face of a star, and the life of a normal girl. But her story didn't stay normal. Everything she had worked for, every video, every plan was about to come to a stop. It was on a Friday, January 18th, 2025. The sky was clear in California, and the day felt normal. Nasia had plans to meet up with some friends. They chose to hang out at the parking lot of Los Cerritos Center, a busy shopping mall not far from where she lived. She met with her boyfriend named Dylan and a few close friends. They all sat inside a car together. Some were in the front, others in the back. Music played softly, and they laughed while chatting. It was just another regular afternoon for them. At some point, a gun was brought out. It wasn't part of any argument or fight. It was being passed around, handled by different people. No one in the car seemed scared of it. They were relaxed, almost as if it was just another thing to show off. Suddenly, the mood changed. The gun went off while it was in someone's hands. A loud sound echoed through the car. That single shot hit Nasia in her chest. Panic spread quickly. The fun moment had turned into something very serious. Everyone started shouting. People ran for help. One of the friends called emergency services. Paramedics arrived fast and tried to help her. She was rushed to a hospital nearby, where doctors did everything they could to keep her alive. Despite their efforts, Nasia died later that night. The hospital shared the news with her family. Police came to the scene and started asking questions. They marked off the car and took photos for evidence. The area where they had parked turned into a crime scene. What began as a normal teenage hangout ended in silence and flashing lights. The parking lot was no longer just a place to chill. It became the last place Nasia was ever seen alive. After Nasia was taken to the hospital, the police began their investigation. They spoke to everyone who had been inside the car. Each person gave a different view, but one name kept coming up: Ray. He was Nasia's best friend and one of the people inside the car when the shot was fired. Ray told the officers that the gun went off by mistake. He said they were just holding it, not planning to use it. He said he didn't mean for anything bad to happen. The police listened carefully and took down everything he said. No one ran from the scene. Everyone stayed and tried to help. The gun was collected as evidence. Police checked to see if it was legal and who owned it. Early reports showed the gun had not been registered. That made the case more serious. Holding an unregistered firearm is against the law. There were no signs of a fight, no signs of someone trying to hurt Nasia on purpose. Her wound came from close range. She was shot inside the car at a short distance. The bullet struck her chest, and that single shot caused her death. Detectives looked into security cameras around the parking lot. They also examined the phone records of everyone involved. The goal was to find out how the gun ended up in the car and who brought it there in the first place. As the case moved forward, no one was arrested right away, but they were detained for questioning. Police said they needed more time to finish collecting evidence. They had to be sure of what happened before making any charges. The people involved were still teenagers, and the case needed to be handled carefully. Ray was not placed in handcuffs, but many people in the community believed he had a role in what happened. Even though he called for help and stayed with Nasia until the ambulance came, the fact that he was holding the gun made him the main person under investigation. News of Nasia Turner's death spread quickly. By the next morning, social media was filled with her photos, videos, and goodbye messages. Her TikTok account, once full of fun and color, became a page filled with comments from heartbroken fans. People who had followed her online began posting short clips of her dancing, smiling, and talking. They added sad music and wrote words like "rest in peace" and "we'll miss you." Some fans made long videos to honor her life, showing the best moments from her page. At Rancho Verde High School, where Nacia was a student, students held a small memorial. They placed flowers near her locker and left notes with kind words. Some wore her favorite color to show love and respect. Teachers and counselors spoke quietly with students who were upset. Family members shared photos of Nacia as a baby, as a little girl, and as a teenager. They described her as bright, loving, and full of joy. They said she always brought light into a room and had a way of making others feel happy. People in her neighborhood gathered for a candlelight vigil. They stood in silence holding candles, some crying, others just standing still. Someone played her favorite songs. Friends gave short speeches, sharing funny memories and stories from school. News stations picked up the story. Reporters talked about how a rising star on TikTok had died in a sudden, tragic way. The case was shown on TV across the country. Some channels showed clips from her videos to let people see who she was before the tragedy. Online, many users talked about safety and responsibility. Some spoke about the danger of handling weapons. Others simply shared how sad they felt about losing someone so young. In just a few hours, Nacia's story had touched people from all over the world. Nacia's death became more than just a headline. It became a reminder of how fast life can change. One moment, she was laughing in a car. The next, everything stopped. Her story was shared not just because she was known, but because her death could have been prevented. Across schools, communities, and homes, people started talking about safety. Many parents sat down with their children to explain why dangerous objects like guns should never be handled without care. Teachers also used the moment to remind students about the risks of poor choices. Nacia's family decided to speak out. They didn't use anger or blame. Instead, they focused on the need for better understanding. They hoped her passing would help others think before acting, especially young people who don't always see the danger in the moment. In online spaces, creators made content focused on awareness. Some explained what to do if someone sees a weapon. Others made videos showing why even one bad decision can lead to heartbreak. These are made in simple ways, easy for teens to understand. Community groups began holding events. They gathered young people to talk about peer pressure, safety, and decision-making. Flyers were handed out. Short talks were given at youth centers. Nacia's name was mentioned as an example of a life that ended too soon. Even those who had never met her took something away from the situation. It made people pause. It made people think. Some started checking in more often with their friends. Others became more careful about who they spent time with and what they did in private spaces. What happened in that car did not just affect one person. It reached far beyond the parking lot, beyond the school, and beyond social media. It became a message, a quiet warning, a life remembered not only for its brightness, but also for the lesson it left behind. Nacia Turner's story ended before it had a chance to fully begin. Her dreams, her ideas, and her future all stopped inside one parked car. There were no warnings. There was no chance to say goodbye. In just 1 second, everything changed. Her funeral was held a few days after her passing. Family, friends, classmates, and people from her community came together. They wore shirts with her photo. They shared stories from her life. The service was quiet and respectful, filled with tears and soft words. A white casket held her body. Flowers surrounded it. A slideshow played on a screen, showing pictures from her childhood, school, and online videos. It was a moment no one had prepared for. Many were still in shock that someone so full of life was no longer there. After the burial, her family began building something new in her name. They started a small project to help teens stay safe and informed. The goal was to teach others what can happen when dangerous things are taken lightly. It was their way of turning pain into purpose. Nacia's room was left untouched for a while. Her clothes, her notebooks, and her phone sat quietly. To her family, it was more than a space. It was a reminder of who she had been. Friends who visited spoke softly, trying to hold back their sadness. Online, her TikTok page remains. People still comment under her old videos. Some say they miss her. Others say they wish they could turn back time. Each clip is now a memory, showing pieces of a girl who lived with joy but died with a lesson tied to her name. Her story now belongs to the world, not just as a tragedy, but as a sign of how fast everything can disappear. Nasia Turner was more than just a face on a screen. She was a sister, a daughter, a friend. Her life may be over, but her story will never be forgotten. Nasia Turner was only 17. She had big dreams. She had fans, friends, and family. But now, she will never grow up, never dance again, never post another video. This story is not just about a shooting. It's about one choice, one moment, one mistake, and one life that can never be brought back. Why do young people think it's okay to play with guns? Do you think this was really an accident? Should teens be taught more about gun safety? How can we stop something like this from happening again? That's a wrap on today's case. But the story doesn't stop here. There are countless voices still unheard, stories still in the shadows, and truths still waiting to be uncovered. Here at True Crime Diaries, we're dedicated to digging deep, exposing the facts, honoring the victims, and keeping their memories alive. If today's case opened your eyes, just know more powerful stories are coming. Stories that will make you pause, reflect, and ask tough questions. Hit subscribe, like this video, turn on notifications so you're always first to know when a new case drops. We post regularly, and what's coming next is something you won't want to miss. Now it's your turn. What stood out to you in today's case? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and your voice helps keep these stories alive. Until we meet again, stay informed, stay alert, stay safe, because justice begins with truth. Every voice matters. Every story deserves to be told.